Elbow attacks are probably the most underestimated weapon that you can have in any situation, whether it be in MMA fights, street fights, or even just for self-defense. As I've said before, I think in an MMA context, elbows are underused, they're underutilized. They're effective when they are applied, but what we've got to look at is the different ways of applying them. So what's the best way of applying elbows? Well, from the clinch is a good start, or even dirty boxing. With elbows, you can be completely indiscriminate about where you hit. You can hit the hard surfaces as well as the soft surfaces. The great thing about elbows is that they are not just functional, multifunctional, but they're hard. They cut. It's a great short-range weapon that's highly underestimated. So what's the best way to apply elbows? Well, when you get close in the clinch, it's quite effective. You can off-balance quite simply by using one hand and striking with the other. But another way of actually applying it, and this is the key thing, is when you're covering up. So when you're in the pocket. So rather than throwing a short hook, you can cut the angles a lot easier by using an elbow. You've got a variation of those angles, but you can hang on the head. And that's generally what's referred to as dirty boxing. Now with a dirty boxing approach, and we've spoken about this previously in other videos, you can hold the head and pull the head into the elbow. It's really difficult to escape your head because you can't wriggle free, and most importantly, your head's stuck. So you can't slip or weave or untangle your head as such, because with the hand behind the neck and the elbows coming in, it tends to fix that position, which makes it quite effective not only for self-defense, but for MMA or for any other type of fighting that requires close range skills such as grappling or clinching. But changing the range of the punch is even more effective. So if we look at a simple idea of touch and go, for example, so if you could touch your opponent with your straight arm, then you can change the range to a shorter elbow. So touch and go tactics are used quite often by more experienced MMA guys, where they're hiding the range and finding the range for the strike. So what they're doing is they're literally touching, reaching out, and then shortening the range and cutting in with an elbow. I'd call it touch and go because you're essentially feeling out the elbow strike. So how should you practice your elbows? Well, my suggestion, as always, is on a heavy bag. Go on a heavy bag because it's a round, circular, tubular surface. You can change angles and you can cut in and you can move quite comfortably by using it. Tie pads are good, also focus pads, but what you need is the ability to have someone that's moving around with you, and most importantly, you need some weight behind it. That's why my preference is the heavy bag, because you can really work on slicing the angle of the elbow, and most importantly, you've got the weight behind the elbow when you're hitting it, not just for the strike but also for the feedback as well. So let me know how you get on. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you've got any comments or anything you want to add on elbow strikes, feel free to leave them. I'm always enthusiastic about elbows. Thanks for watching.